3, 2, 1.
Let's jam. With RTA Season 15's closure and SWC 2020 in the rearview mirror, it seemed like the perfect time to highlight some of the key monsters that players both new and old can use to better their RTA gameplay. Welcome to the top 15 free-to-play monsters for RTA. And now you say.
That's my cue?
Yeah, that's your cue.
If you're wondering how these monsters got here, we used a variety of analytical methods to assess their relevance in the meta and versatility in RTA.
In other words, widespread, logically strategic,
and intellectually driven selection order.
Wait, hold on. Before we get into the list, you gotta know that for the purposes of this video, we're considering free-to-play to be any 3-star monster or a monster that's maybe 4 stars that you can get pieces of through the guild shop.
Ursha!
Because somebody's gotta be 15.
If you don't have a Bellinus, this guy will basically do something very similar. And now you talk about the luck of the immunity.
Oh yeah. Ursha can be a great last pick if you want to punish a lack of immunity or maybe a wind-heavy comp.
Number 14, Harmonia.
Do you have a Molong? Either way, we're introducing you to potentially his best friend and worst enemy. She's got it all. She has a heal, cleanse, and a nuke counter on her 3rd skill, plus a 1st skill that sometimes sleeps.
She's amazing in bruiser comps. Hey, yo, thank you.
Number 13, THRAIN.
Have you heard of Rika? You probably have, and you don't have her. So this is your best option.
You don't have her because we don't. If we don't have her, you don't.
I hope you don't have her.
He's got lots of dots and turn cycling, so make sure to bring a stripper.
Or 2.
And I'm getting a
Again? Dude, turn that off.
It's my dad.
Okay,
I love
you
my
answer
dad.
You can answer your dad, as long as it's quick. And you tell him I love him.
Hey dad, what's going on?
And make sure there's not a Juno on the other team.
That is so important. We can't emphasize that enough.
And number 12, the President.
TESARION. In a meta full of passives, you can usually find a spot for this guy in your pick ban phase. Just make sure that there's not a whole lot of immunity or cleanse on the other side.
Or you bring enough strippers.
Awesome. I love you, Dad. Oh, and also Arturo loves you too. I'm with him right now. Oh, he hung up. I'll text him.
This is where our friendship ends.
No,
Michael,
I'll
you're my
text
new
him.
best friend. And number 11, Lulu.
Because Fran is still better. It's just a pleasure to be nominated.
Just kidding. Now she cleanses on both skills, heal on all 3 skills, so it's an excellent monster to have an RTA, especially when people steal your friend. If you still have Fran, pick Fran.
Ariel's pretty good.
Yeah, now there's a discussion here. At number 10, Mina, the Water Marshal Cat.
She auto-crits as long as the enemy has buffs on, and they're gonna have buffs on.
She's great against squishy teams that have Will on or to counter Vertihouse or Daphneses.
Number 9, AKIA.
Did you know that we give you an amazing monster for free? That's what you heard. She's in the Fusion Hexagram. She strips, sleeps, and resets cooldowns. If you don't know how to kill Tyrannuses, this is the answer.
And as long as she's the one hitting them, she kind of turns her sleeps into stuns. I'm all about reducing things down to their rawest form.
And she gains attack bar. You know,
She's
right?
so good.
What number is this?
I think 8.
And number 8, AEGIRE.
Even though he's lost some of his presence with the appearance of
Number 2.
Barbara, Shiho, buffed 25 times.
he's still got a lot of viability in RTA though, especially against fire attackers, damage dealers, and anybody with buffs on, because he loves stealing everything that somebody owns.
If you have a CC team and you don't know how to counter the Juno on the other team, pick AEGIRE. We know you guys wanted this to be number 1, but we're not sorry. There's a method behind this.
Number 7 is MIHO, the Dark Martial Cat. She's made her way to becoming potentially the most memorable last pick monster of RTA in any time. Of all time would have been a better way to say that, but you know what? We live with our mistakes.
60% of the time, it works every time.
She won't die to crits. Combine that with a counterattack that stuns and built-in attack bar boost, and you have
the makings of a monster that has a lot of counters, but people will still want nerfed. You definitely wrote that for me.
Number 6 is a shear. And the next sentence. Strip and attack bar boost make him an amazing starter in RTA. Maybe a couple of seasons ago, he wouldn't have been this high on the list.
But with the aggressive meta, full of beast riders and speed leads in RTA makes him an extremely viable option with heal, speed buff, and strip.
Number 5 is ELUCIA. That's right, the first Nat 3 you get in the game. She is control personified.
She's also known as the Artanial Killer. She's the reason you don't see that many of those anymore in RTA.
Yeah, from what I understand, Artaniel still doesn't want to be in the same room with her.
Get sensitive. Number 4 is LOREN.
One of the most important things to feature in your RTA draft is defense break, and LOREN brings what is my personal favorite combination of abilities in Summoner's War. Defense break and attack bar reduction. Couple that with the strip and you got something absolutely gnarly.
She can be fast as your starter, or she can be tankier to deal with defense heavy comps. Either way, she's an amazing monster for RTA. And we're at the podium, the top 3.
The bronze goes to Vertihile. Fusible attack bar boost. Work your way up to ruining on Triple Revenge. If you want a more comprehensive guide on the journey to get there, you can watch our How to Rune episode 1 on Vertihile the Fire Vampire. It's somewhere in that direction.
The silver goes to Vigor. Even though he was recently nerfed with 1 turn added to his Death Break cooldown, he's still a beast in RTA, countering even number 3 on the list.
Turns out 1 more turn on that skill 3 wasn't enough to keep him down. He also had whoa. He also had another incredible feat that I can't tell you about because it'll spoil another video that's not out yet. So we'll leave it at that. Don't put that drum roll in. That was dumb.
I like this.
And number 1 on the Ganithor scale, plus the runner-up from the best support monster of all time.
She looks cute, but in RTA she can be mean. Fran, the Light Fairy Queen. I was trying to rhyme. She fits aggressive comps, she fits defensive ones, CC, her AoE immunity and attack buff.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
This was supposed to be a top 10, but we realized we wrote the video a long time ago.
And a lot of other things have come up, so.
Let's end the video in a different way.
Okay.
You know?
You don't think that messing up on a line and then yelling, later guys, is a good way to end?
No, I think it's better to end it like this.
Oh!